Good morning. It is great to be able to see and spend some time with you today. And welcome to Balmer, a place I lived and worked in for a while. I hope you like it. It is a great foodie town, especially in and around Inner Harbor. So I hope you have not let Paula be her typical taskmaster burn the midnight oil self, and that you have gotten out and enjoyed Charm City as this place is known. Collectively, I am told that the 100 plus of you here represent 59 centers across 25. You are a diverse group of financial directors, chief operating officers, accountants, and executive directors of CILs. And while I do not know this for certain, if I had to guess, I assume that while you all share a lot of the same fundamental values and objectives in common, consumer control, peer support, advocacy aimed at eliminating barriers and replacing them with equal opportunities for people with significant disabilities of all ages, races, and circumstances to lead integrated, contributing lives. There are key differences as well, because for all centers share in common, nationwide, there is also great diversity in the network, which I believe can be our greatest asset when we make it work for us. For example, the size and composition of the total operating budgets that centers manage vary widely. At the end of fiscal year 2014, roughly 45% of CILs that received Part C grants reported operating budgets under $500,000. At the opposite side of the ledger, slightly more, just 25% managed budgets of over $1 million, including several which had budgets of more than $10 million or more. Another one-third had resources of $500,000 to just under $1 million. What does this mean? It means, I believe, that we have a CIL working with all of you, ILRU, and all of our stakeholders need to assure the best we can that our policies and practices, as well as the technical assistance and supports we offer, are deeply grounded in the core principles and objectives that make CILs transformative, and for which we can hold you accountable, while being flexible enough to recognize and capitalize on the wide variety of strengths, needs, challenges, and opportunities centers for independence living across this country bring to the table. The tremendous strength of independent living will always lay in our collective ability and willingness to share, teach, and learn from one another. And participating in this and other training like it underscores your personal and center's commitment to carry that forward. We know that travel and training resources are not plentiful, and that taking time away from your job and personal life to take part in a training conference like this one is not easy. Emails, phone calls, and other tasks never stop when we are away. So there are definite trade-offs to participating in a training like this, which is why I want to thank you and your center for making it a priority for you to be here. Because whether you are here to learn the material and financial management techniques that are being covered for the first time, or you are here to brush up on your years of knowledge and experience in this area, it is a smart investment for putting your Center for Independent Living on a clear path to thrive and succeed at carrying out our shared mission of enabling children, youth, and older people with significant disabilities to lead independent and integrated lives. Because following the sound and responsible financial management and ethics standards, policies, and practices you have been reviewing and learning about over the last day or so is essential for two major reasons. First, it will better enable centers to meet their financial management and reporting requirements. You have for the CIL grants, as well as other federal grants you might have, in a timely and straightforward manner, which is what we expect and want to continue support you to do, in a timely and accurate manner, so that my staff and I can likewise ensure that the grant continuations set for this fall are issued in an accurate and timely manner. And the second reason all this matters, of course, is that it is a critical cornerstone and tool for strengthening the health, well-being, reputation, and capacity of your CIL and others to deliver on the mission. Here is why I believe this is so important. How we need to do a better job of both marketing and leveraging the huge assets and capacities CILs and CILCs offer. I have been in my role as the director of the Independent Living Administration just shy of 6 months, but I have been working in and around the federal government for 30 years on creating, strengthening, and carrying out policies and programs that enhance the equal rights and responsibilities of people with significant disabilities to live, work, and control our lives, just like everyone else. And CIL is the perfect place to continue to build, expand, and leverage all that centers offer. We have already begun to do this by identifying strategic opportunities to partner with other programs and initiatives across CIL and with other federal agencies in ways that, number one, plays to the strengths of centers and CILCs, and number two, accesses additional funding and resources that can strengthen the infrastructure and capacity of individual CILs and the network as a whole to provide vital fifth core services and supports. That is the goal. And one of the most immediate opportunities we believe we have to do this is through the partnership that CIL has to assist the Department of Veterans Affairs in expanding its veteran-directed community living program nationwide. In June, to celebrate the anniversary of the Olmsted decision, we will be joining with NICL, ILRU, and others to sponsor a webinar exploring ways in which we can make the most of this opportunity in ways that grows the capacity of centers to support both veterans and non-veterans with significant disabilities alike to live in and contribute fully to their communities. We will send out information on both the date and time it will be held and the agenda that will be covered. Sometime next week, a handful of centers are participating in this initiative already, and we want you to hear about it from them so that you can decide whether your center should take part as well. I want to wrap up by sharing the following updates with you. As you know, we received public comments on our Title VII NPRM in January, and are finalizing the regulations now. I cannot say when they will be published, but we are working as vigorously as we can to get them out as soon as possible. We are also looking at ways to improve and streamline our review and 704 reporting requirements. And we will be soliciting the feedback and engagement of the network in helping us think through how we move forward in these areas. We will begin to seek this input this summer. We are also gearing up for the submission of the new 3-year state plans for independent living at the end of June. The timing of the submission is not ideal given the rules are not final, but we are hearing states are making good progress, and my staff and I are looking forward to review the plans because individually and collectively, I think they will help create a roadmap that lays out where we need and want to go, as well as how we can best get there. That said, we have also heard from a couple of states about the CILC DSE or others having differences in opinions about what the statute now requires in respect to the development, approval, and implementation of the bill. Such differences are to be expected. Given the changes made in will, we are working with the concerned parties now to resolve these concerns, and we will work with other stakeholders if there is a need to do so. My strong urging on this, though, is it is in everyone's interest to address and resolve as many of these concerns in your state without involving a CIL, because that is how it is meant to work. Last but not least, we are also putting final touches our plans for processing Part C grants continuances, and we will be sending out information and instructions on this in early June. We are taking steps to assure that the process goes far smoother than last year. We will include more specifics as well as how to get any questions you have answered and technical assistance in what we send out in the coming week or two. I also want to say a few words about Melissa Hurlbert, my acting deputy, who is here as well. Melissa has had a long career at HHS and CMS. She and I first met when I served as then Secretary Shell Layla advisor on several long-term services reforms that took form during the 90s, including the Real Choice System Change Grants, Money Follows the Person, and the early implementation of the Olmstead decision. I left HHS in 2001, but Melissa stayed on and played a lead role in implementing each of these and much more. She brings much to the mix. With that, if there's time, I welcome any questions, thoughts, or suggestions you have.